Welcome back to Coin Chronicles, your go-to channel for all things numismatic. Today, we're diving into the rich history and fascinating details of a true American classic, the Jefferson nickel. Stick around as we explore its origins, design, variations, and what makes it a beloved piece for both collectors and everyday folks alike. And today, we're taking a closer look at the 5-cent Jefferson nickel, a coin that has been jingling in American pockets for over 80 years. Let's get started by delving into its history. The Jefferson nickel was first introduced in 1938. Replacing the Buffalo nickel. The new design was intended to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and one of the nation's founding fathers. The decision to feature Jefferson on the nickel was part of a broader effort to commemorate important historical figures on American currency. On the obverse side of the coin, we have a profile of Thomas. Schlage's original design for Monticello was altered before the final version was approved. The Mint wanted a clearer and more recognizable depiction of the iconic building. Production of the Jefferson nickel began in 1938. With coins being minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins from Denver and San Francisco bear a D&S mint mark, respectively, while those from Philadelphia have no mint mark. The 1938 Jefferson nickel marked the beginning of a new era in American coinage. It remained largely unchanged until 2004, when the Mint introduced a series of new designs to commemorate the bicentennial of the Lewis and Clark expedition, which Jefferson commissioned. But even with these changes, the original 1938 design remains a favorite among collectors. Its historical significance and classic design make it a timeless piece of Americana. For collectors, the 1938 Jefferson nickel is a prized possession. While it's not particularly rare, its condition and mint mark can significantly impact its value. Coins in uncirculated condition, or with a D or S mint mark, are especially sought after. If you're lucky enough to find one in your pocket change or at a coin shop, hold on to it. It's not American history, the classic Jefferson nickel from 1938. We'll talk about its design, history, and most importantly, its value. So whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, stick around because this video is packed with valuable information. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, replaced the Buffalo nickel that had been in circulation since 1913. The new design was the result of a public competition held by the United States Mint to commemorate Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The winning design was created by Felix Schlage, and it features a portrait of Jefferson on the obverse, while the reverse depicts his famous home, Monticello. This design has become iconic over the years and remains in use with some modifications to this day. Archival images and footage of the late 1930s, including scenes of the U.S. Mint and historical events of the era. The late 1930s were a time of great change and recovery in the United States. The country was emerging from the Great Depression, and there was a sense of hope and renewal. The introduction of the Jefferson nickel in 1938 symbolized this new beginning and was a part of moderate wear with all major details clear. Moving up, extremely fine coins have slight wear on high points. About uncirculated coins exhibit only minor wear, mainly on the highest points. Finally, mint state coins are uncirculated and range from having minor imperfections to being perfect. Value is driven by rarity and condition. The 1938 Jefferson nickel was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The total mintage was around 120 million, but certain mint marks are more sought after than others. Philadelphia minted about 19.5 million, Denver around 5.4 million, and San Francisco just over 4 million. San Francisco mint coins, especially in higher grades, tend to be more valuable due to their lower mintage. For collectors, a 1938 Jefferson nickel in condition from San Francisco can fetch several $100s. Meanwhile, a similar coin from Philadelphia might be valued at a bit less. Always consult the latest coin guides or auction results for up-to-date valuations. Handling and preserving your coins properly is crucial to maintaining their condition and value. Always hold coins by the edges and Jefferson nickel, highlighting key design elements and specifications. Let's take a closer look at the design and specifications of the 1938 Jefferson nickel. The obverse features a left-facing profile of Thomas Jefferson, and you'll notice the inscription "In God We Trust" along the left rim, liberty on the right, and the year 1938 below Jefferson's portrait. On the reverse, we have a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia state. Above Monticello, you'll see the inscription "E pluribus unum," and below it, Monticello 5 cents and United States of America. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters and a weight of 5 grams. Now, let's talk about mint marks and rarities. The 1938 Jefferson nickels were produced at 3 different mints. Denver and San Francisco. The mint mark, if present, is located on the reverse of the coin, to the right of Monticello. The Philadelphia Mint produced the most coins, with over 19 million nickels minted. Denver produced about 5.3 million. And San Francisco minted just over 4.1 million. Because of their lower mintages, the Denver and San Francisco issues are generally more sought after. The Jefferson nickel made its debut in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. This transition marked a new era in U.S. coinage, featuring Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his famous home, Monticello, on the reverse. But why was 1938 such a pivotal year? 1938 was chosen to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Jefferson's birth. Felix Schlag, a German-American sculptor, won the design competition with his now iconic portrayal of Jefferson. Let's take a closer look at the design and specifications of the 1938 Jefferson nickel. The obverse features a left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Schlag. The reverse showcases Monticello, Jefferson's beloved estate. Grading is an essential part of numismatics. It determines a coin's condition and, ultimately, its value. The 1938 Jefferson nickel is no exception. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70 by organizations like the Professional Coin Grading Service and the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation at the lower end. We have good where the coin is heavily worn but details are still visible. Very fine shows. The Jefferson nickel, also known as the 5-cent coin, has been a staple of American currency for decades. But did you know that its story begins in the late 1930s? Let's rewind the clock to 1938 to uncover the origins of this classic coin. The year was 1938. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the President of the United States. The country was slowly recovering from the Great Depression, and tensions were rising in Europe. Amidst all this, the United States Mint decided it was time for a change. The Buffalo nickel, which had been in circulation since 1913, was showing signs of wear and tear, and a new design was needed. To find a fresh design for the new nickel, the Mint held a public competition. Artists from all over the country submitted their designs, and after careful consideration, the winning design was chosen. The honor went to Felix Schlag, a German-born American sculptor. Schlag's design featured of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, on the obverse side. On the reverse side, Schlag depicted Monticello, Jefferson's famous Virginia home. Interestingly, Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse side features a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia plantation home, which has become one of the most recognizable images on U.S. coinage. Felix Schlag won a national competition with his design, but it didn't come without some modifications. Originally, Schlag's design for Monticello was more detailed and artistic, but the Treasury Department requested changes to make it simpler and more in line with traditional numismatic design. The coin's obverse features the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year of minting. These elements have remained consistent over the decades, contributing to the coin's classic look. Over the years, there have been several notable variations and special editions of the Jefferson nickel. During World War II, from 1942 to 1945, the composition of the nickel was changed to include 35% silver to conserve nickel for the war effort. These war nickels are highly sought after by collectors today. Albums to protect your collection. Avoid cleaning coins, as this can reduce their value. Leave any restoration to the professionals. By collectors. When it comes to determining the value of a 1938 Jefferson nickel, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with higher grades indicating better condition and greater value. Uncirculated coins with full steps on Monticello, meaning the steps are fully visible and undisturbed, are specially prized. In lower grades, a 1938 Jefferson nickel might be worth just a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, in higher grades, especially those graded MS-65 or higher, the value can jump significantly. World War II. The composition of the nickel was changed to save nickel for the war effort. These war nickels contain silver and can be identified by a large mint mark above Monticello. And that brings us to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed this journey through the history of the 1938 Jefferson nickel. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon.